fast lane water. Fast lane. So when you want to be on the fast lane, the part of the big challenge I have is that we are openly encouraging people the rewards. So we have fast lane water. If you want it sharp, if you want it fast, money, whatever, you just pay 5,000. In my opinion, I'm not holding brief for them. They didn't commission me to speak for them. But what they do is that if you have water or other products, you invite them, they inspect your facilities, run tests on the product, and then they give approval. But they don't give approval for the person to market the product in a way that suggests that named the brand Healing Water in Latin, which, I mean, it's understandable that they could approve that because it's not your local language. But what the person wanted to name the water was Healing Water, which is, I mean, very deceptive. I'm sure gynecologists must by now be having fits, all sorts of promises. I think testimony. The truth is that NAFDAC does not have the right nor the power to approve water ordinary, even if they have evidence or their members or whoever says, oh, the water has healed me. If 1 million persons say it, you cannot associate NAFDAC number with miraculous or supernatural phenomena. They are a scientific organization. They are not a Babalawo organization or a religious organization or a supernatural organization. So I'm just trying to point out the fact that there is no connection. There are like two parallel lines. You cannot connect anything NAFDAC approval. You use NAFDAC approval to get what I consider dubious legitimacy. So you are combining water, table water, with healing water. So people will now go and buy the water for drinking on the basis that it will also heal them. And that is how Nigerians die. Even government should regulate such people who have terminal illnesses, people who have illnesses that could develop to become terminal illnesses, will go and start drinking the water. For instance, people who have cancer at the early stages when it can be treated, will go there and be buying water. And then eventually the cancer will get into metastasis and spread and then kill the person, and they say it's the devil. Meanwhile, the person knew there was cancer, that it was going to spread, and rather than go back to the hospital and get treatment, the person will go and be buying water to drink. While I do not say that people cannot exercise their faith, I want to state clearly that it is unprofessional and dubious of a prophet or whoever to use NAFDAC number and go public, come out in public to say that this water, that is your literally hawking product that do magic. I think that's unacceptable. People can actually testify to the fact that under certain circumstances, one may be healed by the supernatural. But a situation where we reduce it to marketing soaps and water and oils that do so-called miracles on a routine basis, damages our people, kills people, and actually bastardizes a lot of things, including the credibility of institutions like NAFDAC. So I just wanted to point out that even if they have evidence that people come out and say, oh, it has healed me, you cannot associate NAFDAC number with the supernatural. It is not only dubious, it is unfair to NAFDAC.
So you're saying now that NAFDAC's sole concern is how clean the water is. Is it viable for drinking? That's their own concern. If you say that you are selling a product, right? How clean is it? How healthy is it for whatever it is that you say you want to use it for? For example, if it's something edible, right?
If you store it for 6 months, 1 year, will it still be clean? All of those specific considerations. Does it have, if it's, for instance, what you call spring water, that is real spring water, what's the level of minerals that you have in the water? Is it deleterious to health? These are the concerns of NAFDAC. Whether the water heals people or not is not their business. And when you go and drag NAFDAC into that kind of controversial realm, you are abusing the NAFDAC number they gave you. They gave you the number purely for the purpose of selling good water, for the purpose of drinking. That's why it's called table water, not healing water, not alcoholous water, not prophet water.
So
no.
whatever marketing campaign.
We are going to affect the relationships now have NAFDAC number. Almost everything has to. So for the Nigerian on the street, when NAFDAC number implies that this thing is guaranteed. So I think NAFDAC should openly educate Nigerians. They should actually pay VOP for the work we're doing for them now.
Then do you think there's marketing schemes?
Often in Nigeria. But I'm glad we're going to talk about it today. In fact, now we're back to the teacher. And then we take first position and they applaud us. So you copy your notes, you read your notes, and then you pass the exam. Just memorize and give it back. And that is why we have a population that is very incapable of thinking. That is the problem we have. It's a very huge problem. That is one part of this problem you just talked about. Our people are not particularly logical, analytical. They don't reason. They think, but they don't reason. Reasoning is a very serious process. And our educational system was wired from the beginning not to teach us to reason. In Europe, Euclid, which is the precursor of geometry, was the foundation of reasoning in schools. And Euclid, as a subject, was compulsory in primary schools across the board. So by the time you study mathematics, there's to the people. And I asked the next question, sir, how much do you think? They say 3 billion. Let's leave it there. Sir, if you have 3 billion to invest, you will win, really. To bless your people and of going into this race is to bless them. If you have 3 billion to throw into an election campaign, which you may lose, how much have you thrown into blessing the people before now? And they get stopped. Most of them will look at me. Some will say, you're difficult. No, okay, they told me you're difficult. I said, no, I'm not difficult. I'm just logical. I'm wondering, because you told me you want to be governor. If you billion to do real charity, give you the pulse of the state that you do these things. I was like, so what can I do? In fact, you won't believe it. One of them asked me questions. I told him what to do. He started doing them instantly, partly to impress me. But the important is that he has done some good. But the point I'm making is, how many of us ask those questions? We meet these men and we begin to position ourselves to be commissioner, to be SA, to do contracts, to be consultants. We think his place, oh, you're a man. You don't have any evidence he's a good man or woman. If he wants to convince you, he should give you evidence. And, I remember one of them told me that he fixed the road. Listen carefully. I'm sure you'll find this interesting. He told me that he fixed a road in his community, among other things. And I asked him, sorry, I want to just ask one question. To his house can't be said to be a philanthropist. It's just unfortunate that others must also use the road. The man started laughing. The Southeast, especially in Anambra State. You say you're a philanthropist because you fix the road to your own house. Hello? How is that philanthropy? The fact that you can't bar the rest of us from using the road is the reason you probably didn't bar us from using it. So we need to begin to do critical thinking. Critical thinking is a subject nobody talks. I've delivered several lectures in that area, and people marvel. Say, see, you have to learn to think, not just believe, not just oh, this is sweet, you believe, oh, this sounds interesting. Oh, the man looks responsible. The man goes for morning mass, with all due respect. Oh, the man goes to the mosque regularly. The man he is a pastor. He can speak in tongues. No, now those things are not qualifications for believing. Even the person you are trying to respect by being a Christian says, by their fruits you shall know them. He didn't say by their garb, by their labor, or by their submission. He said by their fruits. So we need to get to that point where we learn to reason and teach people to reason. Critical thinking skills will change the narrative for Africa, not only for Nigeria.
All right. Just to let you know, you can be a part of this conversation. Let's know what you think about it. 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618 is the number to call to be a part of this conversation. You can leave a WhatsApp message as well. 0808 312 8618, and leave a comment on our YouTube at Voice of the People Abuja. Let's know your 2 cents on this. I mean, we've seen time and time again the effect of religion in a lot of decisions that we make, in terms of the schools your children go to, the kind of clothes our families wear, who we vote into governance, right? We've seen the effect of religion. You can see different situations where a politician will now get this particular prophet now and ask him to endorse him for presidency or for whatever position, and Nigerians will go ahead and answer this person who has lied to you or who has sold a product as more than what it is. And you've believed it. So we need to get more enlightened, whether it's in, political matters, whether it's in religious matters, get a lot more enlightened. And these are some of the conversations that would love to touchlight here on the arena. It is at 0808 8618. That is the number to call to be a part of this conversation as well. Mr. Larry, when it comes to people selling products more than what it should be sold, which organization is in charge of that, as in ensuring that Nigerians do not take advantage of things like that?
It's a very difficult situation when you're looking at controlling prices. We are in a free market economy. There are products that are regulated by virtue of the nature of the products by law. Before now, we had a regulated price for petroleum products in Nigeria. That was because of the nature of the product and the source of the product. It was like government business. Even now, there's deregulation, so there's a latitude of pricing. So the way Nigerian economy is wired, it is difficult to tell the prophet how much to sell the water and how much not to sell. I have on my table a bottled water that costs me a little more than the normal price because it's alkaline water. And it costs more. What I'm saying essentially is that while we should kick against making dubious claims, is difficult. There is really, we have the Consumer Protection Institution, but you see, if you have a product and you say your packaging is superior, or the process of filtration of the water is superior, and the water is 4,000 for a bottle, but you're not making any dubious claims, it's difficult to say, no, you can't sell water for 4,000. The market will decide whether you will succeed or fail, because people will not buy it if it's not worth it. But if the person makes dubious claims, and the person deploys the name of NAFDAC, NAFDAC should respond. And then if the person dupes customers, because it's actually dubious to make claims that are not verified and verifiable, then consumer protection institutions should come in, because they have a duty to protect gullible consumers. So, and we have a consumer protection institution in Nigeria. They used to have the appellation Consumer Protection Council, but now they have a very long name I can't really remember. So I think they have a duty to also look into matters where people make claims that are not verifiable. We are not yet able to regulate advertising and marketing on social media. And this is a good point for me to make that submission also. We need to begin to regulate advertising and marketing in our space. So if you're a Nigerian business and you abuse social media for the purpose of promoting dubious products or making dubious claims, the space should be more actively regulated. So, and this is how a real democracy protects citizens from charlatans. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, if you can do it and get away with it, do it. No put eye for what they do. Don't come and start
points
looking
and
at
sign
what
my Gary.
that after all, I no force them to buy. I didn't compel them. I just told them they bought willingly. But then, if you trick them, if you persuade them using false information, you are actually doing something that is not acceptable. And if you damage the health of one Nigerian, just one Nigerian, it's not something we should be able to condone. A nation that cares for its citizens will not permit this kind of thing. Unfortunately, our politicians don't care. They do more damage to us anyways. They do more damage, really. So they won't descend into the arena and say, oh, no, you shouldn't behave like this. How are they behaving? That's why these things thrive. In a country where people, leaders are responsible, you can't do this type of thing. You can't go to Europe and begin to say this type of thing. Churches don't make claims anyhow in Europe. You know that. You can't come inside your own church and make, if you make anyhow claim inside the church, they shut down the place. So you need to know when to go to hospital. You need to know, even if you pray and you know you are being healed, you should go back to hospital to get the test done so that you be sure you are being healed. So you won't go and die for nothing.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Larry. Can I get your final final take on this matter before we wrap up right about now?
Well, if we are looking at the matter of dubious claims of charlatans, whatever, by whatever name called, whether they're religious charlatans or other with words and fake promises. So we need to come together. I like even what Voice of People is doing, and I hope we'll also listen more to the voice of the people. The media should play a leading role in shaping the minds of the people so they can think logically. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't exercise faith if they want to or they have to. But I'm saying that we shouldn't allow dubious people to merchandise products of faith in a way that is obviously for the purpose of personal gain and not for any other purpose. It's not acceptable. It will lead to the demise of a lot of Nigerians, and it will also aggravate the fact that the average Nigerian doesn't reason properly, doesn't take advantage of what is available to him or her medically and all of that.
Mr. Larry, we have a WhatsApp.
And then of course the consumer protection institution should also rise up to the occasion.
We have a WhatsApp message real quick. It says here that you people should allow people buy whatever they want to buy. That is the freedom that we're talking about, the democracy that we're talking about. Let people buy whatever it is that they believe will work for them. After all, the politicians are not doing anything to help us in the first place. Well, there's no name attached to it.
But you can see the tone of that message. I mean, if the politicians are not helping us, anybody can buy what they want to buy. But my brother, my sister, I want to tell you clearly, please, we have a duty to protect the weak, not only the physically weak, but also the mentally weak. That is the truth. In countries that work, the vulnerable are protected. You don't have more people on the streets. They are taken care of. So if a person is mentally weak, to the extent that the person can be taken advantage of by sharp people, we have a duty to protect them. We shouldn't allow them to buy what they want to buy. We should guide them when somebody wants to mislead them. We have a duty to do that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Larry, for your time. We appreciate.
It's my pleasure and my privilege. I hope you're still listening, all of us, to the voice of the people. Thank you, Jason.
All right. Nonso Arinzechi, you're welcome to the show this morning. You're
Mm.
welcome. I don't know what your 2 cents is on this issue of a pastor who is selling miracle water that can heal the sick, cure all the diseases, including cancer, and all of that. So what's your take?
To me, it's unacceptable. We have
Will you buy a product?
we have a lot of problems in
No,
Nigeria.
no.
To add
Let's
this
say
to
I
it.
have a miracle water now, Pastor Gesire in the building. I am selling a product to you, and I have miracle water for for you to buy. Will you buy it? I'm pegging it at 10,000 naira. I will marry my twin this year. I'll carry my
I
twin
tweet
this
this
year.
year. But
Will you
come on.
buy it?
Come on, it's just like I would do no such thing. I don't think I would even look your way. Not today, not tomorrow, not any other day. Come on.
Oh.
But really sad. This is where we've gotten to. The hardship, the poverty in the country is really bad. And people are milking, like he said, the gullible who don't know this thing. So it really started from one well of poverty to another well of poverty. And the more, even if we speak about it from now to tomorrow, there are a lot of people who will still justify the fact that he come on, in my own thing, he should be arrested. This is fraud. Absolute fraud.
All right, let's move on to the Olympic Games in Bordeaux.
Yeah.
We have the Falcons landing today
Yeah.
in Bordeaux, and we're having reps as well. The House of Reps dashing them 100 million naira.
Not only them, but Team Nigeria, Athletics,
Team
Tennis,
Nigeria.
basketball.
Okay, all of them.
All of them.
Put together to
100
share 100 million naira.
Absolutely.
I don't know why. I've seen this play out. It's something it just dropped in my head.
Yeah.
We see the females always getting lesser prize money from the government. Every single competition, whatever Nigeria wins, when we come back, we see them getting lesser
than what the men counterpart would get. I think it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in athletics. Where it does happen mostly is football, in the team sports. Because I'm one who believes that they can't be equal pay, and I will give my reasons why.
You think that the men should be paid more?
Exactly. One, they
Why?
play more longer period of time. They play with in basketball. The ball they play with is more heavier than the ladies. They play for a longer period of time. They also, if it's tennis, they play for a longer. Some play 6-8 hours. Ladies 1 or 2 hours. So, and again, the major part is the financial aspect, the followership. How many people watch a female game? The best they were celebrating was it 40,000, 30,000? When you could see just in Abuja and everything, 60,000 capacity, and it was filled it was packed to the brim, almost 100,000.
Well, whose fault is that? I mean, if you market it properly, if you sell it properly to Nigerians, of course they're going to be a part of it.
And we know they will be part of it, but how many Nigerians will go watch this Falcons play?
I will.
For the yeah, you will, because you're a lady and you're.
It's not
you're
because
good,
I'm a lady,
You're
it's
good
because
follower I would do it because I'm a journalist and I love sports. But you know, the Abuja Stadium has hosted a female game for a long period of time, for over years, and we've never had. Come on, I'm trying to.
You know why I'm saying this? You know why I'm saying this? It's because the amount of publicity we give to the male games generally, right? The amount of publicity we give it, we see Nigerians, all of us want to die put for inside the man.
They'll say you can't sell a bad product. I think the Super Eagles sell themselves. It's very. I'm telling you,
it's a lie, after all the nonsense that they've been doing, after all the rubbish that they've been doing all over the world.
But come on, it's men's football. It's men's football. When you talk about football, the first thing you talk about the Super Eagles.
Before they will come and call me feminist, now let me allow you take it away on sports, babe.
Quickly, I'll do this in 5 minutes. I'll try as much as possible to stay with time. We now know the Davis Cup in Abuja has begun. This talking about tennis. The Nigerian Tennis Federation is hosting that one. Davis Cup Group 3, Africa. And of course, it was a bad day for Nigeria. I must tell you, really, really bad day as they were beaten in the doubles against Zimbabwe, the game that was supposed to play the day before yesterday. And then they lost 3 straight. A certain man, Bulus, who was Nigerian best tennis player, unfortunately, he won the first set 6-3, lost the second set 7-6, and he got an injury and was walloped in the third set by 6-1. Bad day. They'll be playing Cote d'Ivoire later today at the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja, hoping to win. Don't forget, the Cote d'Ivoire team has not won a single game in the first 2 days of the Davis Cup happening here. Don't forget to continue from today and to wrap up on Saturday. So wait and see what Bulus, the guy, can do. Of course, talking about Christopher Bulus, who lost yesterday, and not forgetting Wilson Ibinova, who was well beaten 6-1, 6-1, and the doubles teams were not spared. So they play Cote d'Ivoire today. Wait and see how well they pan out in that encounter. Let's leave tennis for a moment. We know that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course the LP, the Labour Party presidential candidate, Thomas Peter Obi, have also poured their 2 cents of condolences to the family of course, Honorable Ekene Abubakar Adams, who died 2 days ago. It was a sad one. He was the chairman of the House Committee of Sport. We hear as well that the Inter Club, that the CAF will be in Abuja as early as yesterday, and we're looking around, going around the 4 stadiums in Nigeria that would host the CAF Champions League and of course the CAF Conference Cup. From reports I'm gathering, we hear that the Abuja Stadium here will be the host for Economic Warriors when they play in the CAF Confederations Cup. We'll get more about that as well on that one. Nigeria's Sport were in action yesterday. They lost 1-0 to Canada in the final warm-up game, and even though they won 5 from penalties, which was more like a practice, they will be traveling to Bordeaux today to prepare for the parties like we did today earlier, and wait and see how things pan out in that encounter. Oshola is speaking tough, talking about the top attacker who plays in BFC in the United States of America. He's saying that the team can go all out to win the Olympic Games. Don't forget, like I said, Nigeria have never ever done better than the quarterfinals, and that was far back. How far back? I think 2000 when they were in R10. Okay, in the NNL, we hear that the 4 teams that are going down have been officially confirmed. Talking about the NNL, Nigerian National League, second tier of Nigeria football, I can confirm to you that EFCC, ABSFC, they are all down. Confirmed. The 12 teams from the 4 conferences has been confirmed by the NFF. You have the likes of Academy Warriors, National United, Beyond Limits, and Ikodu all going up. While FC Rockets, Great Brilla, Trade Safe FC, NAF Abuja, ABS of Ilori, EFCC, NL are all going down. Jigaba Golden Stars, City FC of Abuja, all going down to the NLO. Still talking NNL, we had Abdul Mekaiba, who left Canopy last this season due to poor performances, will be moving up, and they'll be going down to the NNL this time to join up with Wiki Tourist, who couldn't make it up to the Nigerian Premier Football League. Quickly before we leave Africa, Eyama's son has signed up a deal with Lille, and Eyama visited Eyama, the former captain of the Super Eagles, announced that on his Facebook handle, talking about his son. He's also a goalkeeper, maybe father to son, if you would ask me, in that one. Tosin Omoyele as well has left Algerian club, talking about he has left the club Cheria. He has left that, he has confirmed that officially on his Twitter handle. And if you're still a fan of the Nigerian Premier Football League, I can confirm to you that Nigerian forward Modern Etim as well has joined up with Danish club Huddersfield Football in the Danish League. Okay, quickly, let's leave Nigerian football. Let's touch down what's going on abroad. Good news, we hear Lokomotiv has signed a new 1-year deal. He'll be playing, he's 38 years of age, he'll be playing at Real Madrid again for another season. It seems he loves this rollover of 1 year. He's not going anywhere, not now, not tomorrow, and not anytime soon. West Ham have agreed a deal for Nice defender. Tinubu, we hear it's 37 million pounds, but we hear it's not done and dusted yet because Juventus are lurking. For other transfer news, Euro is set to join Man United for 52 million pounds. He will be joining from Lille. We hear that Madrid were also interested in signature, but it seems Man United will be breaking the bank to get his signature. Greenwood as well, waiting for his medical at the Olympique de Marseille. He will be officially confirmed very soon. Be here in that one, and of course, Chelsea have signed England defender from football in the NWSL. They've signed him from Barcelona, I beg your pardon, on a 2-year deal after a contract expired. Now, quickly, before I leave here, we hear that Postecoglou says he has no interest in the England job. Talking about the 3 Lions of England. Eddie Howe, who is also a target for the 3 Lions to be the successor of Gareth Southgate, the Newcastle chairman, is saying they will do all they can to resist the FA from getting Eddie Howe. That's what we hear. And the biggest news today has to come from Enzo Fernandez. We hear he faces disciplinary action from not only FIFA, also from Chelsea. And I think I'll bring this back to Gessi as I wrap up the show for today. Gessi, how do you make some kind of racist, chant after winning your Copa America? This is not the first time. It happened after the World Cup when they beat France, and it's happened again. A lot of people are saying that the Argentinian national team should be banned for a very long time. Some are saying that Chelsea should ban Enzo Fernandez, who uploaded a video on social media for a year. We hear the players, France players in Chelsea team have unfollowed. Yes, Enzo Fernandez. But what's your take on all these races? It seems we keep going around in circles.
I feel at this point in time, we should be very, very conscious, because we're at a point where everyone is sensitive of whatever, whether it's racism, whether it's sexual orientation, whatever it is. A lot of people are getting a little bit more agitated than before. Yeah. I don't know why that is, but a lot of people are getting more. I don't even mean to compare the racism with sexual orientation, because I mean they're not on the same table, yeah. Right? But we should be very, very conscious. Whatever sanctions that should be meted out to him for being racist, racist, then he should, or racist slurs or whatever, or gesticulations in whatever means, they should be meted out to him.
I think he personally should be banned. The national team should be banned. I think it will serve as a deterrent to other countries who want to follow that same swing. And this is why I wrap it up there today on Sportbit.
Okay, we have a comment. We have a WhatsApp message here. It says it's discrimination to give less money to female sports medalists. It should be stopped. This is from Larry.
Okay. Like I said, come on. It is what it is. It's a case of 6.5 a dozen, but at the end of the day, you look at the final implication and then you take your own position.
Okay, we take our own position, but we still see a lot of females. They even do
They do better.
They do
better than the male. No, in Nigeria
better.
at the Olympics, the Super Falcons than the Super Eagles. But like I said, the followership, a lot of people want to put their money. Imagine when the Super Eagles were in camp and everybody were like, "Oh, we'll donate this one." And I asked, "What about the Super Falcons? They're in camp too now. Nobody's donating anything. What's happening?" But that's what it means. There's this followership with men's football than it is the free, and the same thing with some other sports, especially the team sports.
Is this internationally as well?
Exactly. I remember, but it's beginning to change internationally because some teams have said the male teams have to go on strike saying they want the male and female be played the same.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about. Pay them more money because
I go to Rob Peter to pay Paul.
No, so you are sounding very sexist right there. But hey, we'll get out of the studio and let Ogendibo come right up. Today's Ingilibo with Amara.